multiple chapters descended in all their colours, causing chaos. Task Force Takeback was formed, a highly trained squad with a special breed of officer. This 100-strong crack team they call the Rapid Action and Patrols are still on the case. They hunt down the outlaw motorcycle gangs. They shut down organised crime. They keep the glitter strip safe. Gold Coast Cops. Tonight on Gold Coast Cops, intel pays off as the rap team net over $200,000 worth of cannabis in a major drug sting. They bring in a bikie who's breached his bail.
He's not armed, is he?
And Matt Bloomfield investigates an abandoned car.
We're just wondering where the girls are, just hoping nothing's happened to them.
The rap unit's operations extend from the coastal hotspots to the lush hinterland. Today, Sergeant Greg St Clair, otherwise known as Chocky, is getting ready to go out on a drug bust.
Guys, we're heading off today to do execute a search warrant of premises up at Coomera. My nickname of Chocky, it's just simple. St Clair became Eclair, which then got shortened to Chocky. I was born on the Gold Coast, grew up on the Gold Coast, hung around the Gold Coast, and I've never left.
Thanks, Dad.
I joined the police academy when I was 19. Did I always want to be a police officer? I can't remember. I'm lucky to remember last week now, I'm too old. But I've had 32 years policing the Gold Coast. Certainly been some challenges over that time. Why do you keep doing it? Because you believe in what you do. Roger that. It's done all the investigation.
Investigations lead us to believe that there's going to be a hydroponic cannabis setup. Our target, 52-year-old female, fairly large house, fairly large property, it's about 3 hectares. Ungated driveway leading from the end of a cul-de-sac. From your street view, look on Google, there are 2 rather large German Shepherds, so we do need to show a bit of concern.
But this seasoned Sarge is unfazed.
There's always going to be a certain risk when you're dealing with dogs that don't know you and dogs of that size. I've got one of my own which would probably kill these shepherds, only because as they went to eat it, it'd choke on it. It's really small and fluffy.
The suspect's house is well hidden from the road.
Hi. Shall I just lock my door up? Safe.
Lock them up.
Safe.
Are you the only one home?
Yeah.
As expected, there's the Canine Welcome Committee. But strangely, the power's been shut down and half of the house is in total darkness.
What I have here is a copy of a search warrant application, okay?
Yeah.
And it is in relation to the production and possession of dangerous drugs.
It's all ridiculous. You take all my weight away and
Okay, that's for you. You're not free to get up and walk around the house. We are going to commence a search. How good are your dogs? Because we can't let you go into the room.
they're not really bad dogs.
We don't know them. Can you put them on a lead or something?
I never put my dogs on leads. Would you like to be on lead?
And what's the dog's names?
I've got Buffy, Angel, Oz and Bear.
How many dogs you got in there?
4
What sort of dogs are they?
German Shepherds.
You have 4 German Shepherds in there.
4 dogs is 2 more than they were expecting.
They're really gentle.
What's the big dog's name?
Angel.
For Chocky, this is a game changer.
The dogs are here, they are her pets, but they are also her protectors. Now, those dogs have got no aggression to me as an individual, but they're aggressive to anyone that may impose a threat upon her.
With the 4 aggro dogs locked in the master bedroom for the time being, Chocky and the team get to work. And it seems they've hit the jackpot.
Okay.
Whoa.
Hey,
Goodness me. Yeah, there's got to be at least a dozen. Almost from 2 They're all gone in here.
what about the room downstairs that's locked?
The room that's locked at the front.
Yeah, I've got some in there. Pay it off.
Oh. Oh. 1, 2, 3. 3 more great beds.
2 of the bedrooms have been vacated and they have a tent in each of those rooms with a hydroponic setup in each room. totalling 5 hydroponic setups within the house. Then you go outside the house and you get into a lean-to area, which in the back corner is a fully timbered locked room, which is another hydroponic setup. There is a garage completely sealed up with plastic over all the windows, completely dark, and it's got 3 independent hydroponic tents setting up and running.
But while they've brought a massive drug operation to light, they're still stumbling around in the dark.
I've turned it off.
No, I need the power on. It's not safe for us to walk around in the dark.
Chucky's not about to put any of his officers at risk.
The biggest thing, obviously, is we don't know what people have done in a house when we go there. If we go turning the power on, there may be things, booby traps that we can walk into. There may be just simple things of power board flying in water. An officer walks into that, next thing you've got someone electrocuted. I'm not happy to let anyone else go in there at this stage without Energex coming in because we don't know what's in there now.
It's not safe for us to walk around in the dark.
Chucky and the RAP unit have just discovered a huge hydroponic cannabis setup. But the owner of the house has hit the power switch and plunged them into darkness. Getting to the bottom of the electrical setup of this house is proving difficult.
Where is your master switch for the electricity? And I've asked you this before. Is all your electricity through the normal power points?
Yeah, of course it is.
How did you turn it off from inside then?
Because
How did you turn it off?
I've got a little switch.
Tell me where the switch is.
It's in my bedroom.
In your bedroom with the dogs.
This is not encouraging news.
Because we don't know what's in there now.
Yeah, what we'll do is, I don't think it's worth getting her in there because the minute we have a rest with her, the dogs are going to turn on.
Yeah, exactly right. And if she goes, well,
stable.
she can go and sit on the bed and say, well, come and get me.
Well, we don't know what's in there.
No, there's 4 large German Shepherds actually in a bedroom of the house at the moment. So at this stage, the dogs are still in there and they're under control. But that creates another problem because in the bedroom is the main power switch for the house.
But the suspect still refuses to cooperate.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Have you interfered with the main supply of the power coming through the house? Is there any electrical work that you've done yourself?
No.
So it's all just power points and power boards?
Nothing.
So how do you have a switch in your own room to power the whole house?
An electrician did it for me.
And an electrician is exactly who they need to check the unusual wiring in the house. But as always, getting good tradesmen in a hurry can be a challenge. While they wait, the dog team moves in.
Animal control has arrived. They're going to assess the dogs and then they'll assist us in removing the dogs to a safe area.
Wait.
Fortunately, the dogs are more cooperative than their owner.
Sit. Yeah, sit. Come. Sit. Sit. Sit.
With the 4 Alsatians in the care of an expert handler, the electrician can get to work.
Now you've got all these safeties in there, earth leakage, everything else that will protect you if you do happen to get electrocuted. But we don't know, she may have gone straight around that, meaning that there's no safety whatsoever with all the water in those premises. Thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated.
Now it's safe for the RAP team to dismantle this indoor cannabis farm.
With a hydroponic setup, they've actually got grow tents, which is a fully sealed tent. Inside that, they've got running water, nutrients and fertilisers in that water. They've then got a lighting system, which is heat and light, to promote the growth and get a much stronger plant than you would out in the wild. At this stage, the lady indicates it's for her own use, so we'll be making further investigations. Not being a cannabis user or smoker myself, I really don't know what would be the normal usage on a day.
As the plants pile up, it's turning into a long day.
Yeah, she wants to go to the toilet, so take a break for 5 minutes.
And they haven't even begun to pull apart the elaborate lighting and irrigation system. For Chucky, this is a great bust.
We've got 15 kilograms of the dangerous drug cannabis and approximately 80 plants varying in heights from seedlings right through to some that were up nearly a metre in height. Street value of about $200,000. That'll be taken back and stored for a short time, and then when they do have a burn day at one of the industrial incinerators, that will actually go in and be destroyed. She will appear in court in a month's time to answer what she's been doing here. It's always a good result when you get rid of drugs that are destined to go out on the street, because it's always an unknown who's going to get a hold of them and what effect it's going to have on them. So 15 kilos of drugs not going on the street, to my mind, is a good result, yes.
Next, the hunt is on to put a bikie back behind bars.
He personally has been located previously in possession of a taser, the extendable baton, and he had plenty of knives hidden around his house.
And later on, police fear for the safety of 3 young women.
Natasha, if you're there, it's police.
It's 1 a.m. and over at Surfers Paradise, Senior Constable Matt Bloomfield and his partner, Constable Chris Mackay, stumble across an abandoned car a few blocks down from the glitter strip.
It's Matt Bloomfield from the Rapid Gang. I was just wondering if you would be able to look someone up for me and see if there's a phone number on the system for them. I'm a Melbourne boy. I moved up here about 12 years ago now. I love living on the Gold Coast. What a great office I work in every day. Beautiful sunshine, nice beaches, so it's a great place to live. I spend more time with these guys than I do my own family half the time. It's good to get on with them and it's good to be friends with them, I guess. And we've all got different personalities, we're all different ages, we all bring different things to it, but I think we are a pretty good close-knit team.
He's parked it on an angle and he's probably a metre away from the gutter. We've gotten to lock the car. It's cold, so it's been here for a few hours. It's pretty much right out in front of traffic as well.
It's all got female stuff.
A handbag and a purse in an unlocked car rings alarm bells.
Looks like she's left all her IDs and everything in the car as well. So she must have been in a rush to do something.
This was in the glove box.
A more thorough search reveals not 1, but 3 young women who could be missing.
We're just wondering where the girls are. They've parked the car like this, we're just hoping nothing's happened to them.
Matt does a check on their IDs.
Their car is abandoned in the middle of Albert Ave, Broadbeach at the moment. And that's why we're trying to get in contact with someone. There's no one with it. Is there really? They had a responsible owner. It's her dad. It's obviously the daughter's driving around Dad's car, so I've got phone numbers for them all, so I'm just going to give them a try and see if I can raise them.
Okay.
It's a bit strange, it's just sitting here like this. Not meant to. Hello? Natasha, if you're there, it's the police. Let's try again, it's ringing.
As time ticks on, fears for the safety of the P-Plater and her friends grow. As part of their mission to crack down on criminal motorcycle gangs, the RAP work closely with corrective services to make sure gang members who are out on parole stay clean. If any dangerous offenders breach their bail, it's the RAP unit's job to bring them in.
We have a very good intelligence system that operates on a 24/7 basis. So the information that gets filtered through to that office is actioned pretty rapidly. It comes out several times a day to let us know the movements of gang members across the state. We're also visiting them at home. We're not just going there in the middle of the day. We're going there late at night to ensure the compliance with the curfews that have been placed on them, whether it be through bail, court bail, or release conditions through corrections.
Senior Constable Gavin Ansell briefs the team.
So it's got a black Ulan bikie for a breach of bail that Maxima are looking for. Apparently works early in the morning and he'll be home this afternoon. If he's got a black van he drives, where the van is, he is. So we'll go and find see if we can get him.
Gavin teams up with Senior Constable Mark Beattie and Constable Charlie Morrow.
He is currently on bail for a number of stealing offences, and the other day he was located in possession of amphetamine, so technically he's been breaching his bail. We're just going to go around to his house now and see if we can find him. He personally has been located previously in possession of a taser, the extendable baton, and he has plenty of knives hidden around his house. In times like this, it's a bit dark. We don't know how many people are at his house at the moment. Pretty large lads, so we like to get a bit of a jump on them. We'll have a number of crews.
What kind of car was it again?
Ford Territory. Black one.
Black.
Mark is on the lookout for the suspect's black SUV.
There's a silver van, white vehicle.
We'll go to the Southport address, where he used to, or still does, live with his missus.
The team are about to move on to their next address when a bloke shows up, and he's not in the mood to socialise.
Afternoon, mate. What are you guys doing? Hey, calm down, man. Hey, my name's Kenny Coswell-Beatty from Gold Coast, right? Yeah. And obviously not here for you. Is your brother around?
No, he's not home at the moment.
Not home? This is where he's living?
No.
Southport? Yeah, what's in relation? I mean, obviously I can't tell you. That is actually an invasion of privacy. Like, we've got to speak to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when he's reluctant to go to the police station. I do know that, which is why we come around to see you.
They now face a new problem.
Yes, but I'd say they would have made a call by now, and we may not have any luck, but you never know.
The brother may have raised the alarm. Mark, Gavin, Charlie are still on the hunt for a Black Ulan bikie who's breached his bail.
One of the conditions of bail was that he not commit further offences. The other day he was charged with possessing amphetamine.
As they descend on the house, they spot the black SUV.
There's a female in there. You sure? That's his car? He doesn't drive it? Sometimes? Who else would he be then?
I'm not sure.
No? Because I'm pretty sure he's inside. It would have been easy if he had to come to the door. He's not armed, is he?
The rap team take a softly approach.
Who else is in here? Just had nothing in your hands, bud.
I've just woken up, mate.
Yeah,
How much more do I have to go through? Well, it's not right, man.
Mate, you're on bail not to commit further offences. And you possessed amphetamine the other day.
It wasn't mine.
Yeah. Okay, mate, you've been charged with it. I'm just going to have a pat down of you.
But is there a need for all this?
Yeah, mate.
Like, can I have these off?
No, not at the moment.
So not, well, honestly, I'll be compliant.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that, bud.
Unfortunately, we've heard that before.
Can I give me missus a kiss?
We can let you do that.
Hi, darling. Can I have a smoke, please?
You're about to have it before we're down there.
Before I go, like, honestly.
When we're down there.
While the bikie's not keen to be back in police custody, the low-key arrest has ensured that nobody gets fired up.
She's got
a cigarette?
Yep. Cool. Give you it before we go in, yeah?
Something what you had.
Everyone likes catching the bad guys, so if you put a little bit of work into it, and when you get your man, it's all worthwhile.
It's after midnight in the busy entertainment precinct, and Matt and Chris have come across an unlocked car with a purse and a handbag in it. They're about to embark on a full-scale search of the clubs when three likely candidates appear.
That looks a lot like it. How you going, guys?
Hi.
Is this your car?
Yeah, I thought that was the car park.
That's the worst car park I've ever seen.
No, I can't do parallel parks.
That's not even close to being a parallel park.
I know.
I've just tried ringing your entire family to try and work out whose car it was.
Oh, really?
Do you have the keys for it?
Yes.
It was unlocked, the door was open, it was parked like this.
A car parked this badly looks like the work of a drunk driver.
Have you been drinking tonight?
No, it's never fine.
You're the designated driver?
Yeah.
All right.
But incredibly, Lily is stone cold sober. And she's free to go home.
Thank you. I really can't park. Yeah, I'll practice.
Hey, Lillian, just before you go, next time make sure you park properly and lock your vehicle before you leave, eh?
Yeah.
We were concerned something had actually happened to you. And I just spent the last hour trying to find you. When I could be doing other things, so please take more care next time, hey?